Well, here's Burley after the freeze. He's doing good. His back legs don't support him like standing up on something, but he's doing well other than that. Eating, drinking, getting around. And there's the Blias. She's about 3.5 months along. You can see Betty acting Bucky. And here's my Brie. I feel Brie's babies. So I made her due date for February 25th because that's when I start feeling her babies. Was at about 3 months, I'm assuming. And as I said before, it's typical for her to have triplets. And you saw how big she already is. And Bliss wants me to feed her, even though she got a brand new bale of hay. She wants something else. Bliss's little udder is starting to form. Bristol, we're dejuicing, is it about a month to go. And her udder is bigger even today than it was yesterday. And if you can see, which they don't make it easy, she is loaded all the way to her front legs. Crazy that how big she is this time. I hope there's more than one in there. But her little udder is starting to fill in. So like I said, yesterday I noticed, oh yeah, that's coming in. And then today it's even bigger. So she's counting down now to several weeks to go instead of months. And here's Briar jumping on me to make sure I get dirty and stinky. Oh, but I love you. I love you. I'm sure hoping Briar's going to have some sort of bangs when he is mature. He's got little sprouts. Some sort of little bangs is cute on a little guy like this. He's so cute. He's so little. There's my big old Samson. He's making sure that Briar, who's standing right here by me, doesn't get anywhere near Betty. And I know it's more unusual for a first freshener to have more than one than it is to, for them to have 2 or 3. But I sure hope there's more than one in Bliss. I mean, she's really not little for 3.5 months along. If she has one giant one, I'm going to be sort of surprised. My little bitty Bliss. My little bit, she was big. She was a big kid. Her mama, Bristol, didn't have any trouble giving birth to her, but she was a big girl. I joked from the time she was born, she was as big as her mama. And she's actually still a little bit smaller than her mama, but not a lot. Brie, that baby, I swear it looks like she's got more than a few in there. I'm telling you, she's only 3 months, but she got big really fast. Oh, please don't let it be 3 big bucks. Since the geese started breeding, I put their nest box back in. It's a little dirty from all the rain and mud and ice and defrosting, but the inside has the hay that the goats throw down that they won't eat, but it makes bedding, so I use it for that. And I put barn lime and poultry dust in it to keep any kind of potential bugs out. So, but it it gets out of there quick. It's not like it stays in there for a long time. And then I'll change it out when they have enough to scoop up again. And nobody's laying an egg yet, but they've been breeding, so we're just sticking that in there. Maybe it'll encourage someone. They're over there having having some scratch I put down. And here comes all the others, because I went and raked out their little barn, and they want me to go in and feed them. So I don't know if I've ever shown you there. This is where this window is. This is one section. This is actually the original little barn, manger, whatever you want to call it, that we built, that we keep the goats in. But a lot of the time Samson is over here alone or with Betty. Then there's a gate, you can see it right here, and that closes, and there's another section here for when Samson's driving Doe's nuts. Then there's another gate right there which will close, so that makes 3 sections that I can section the barn into for whatever need I have at the time. And along back here where the back door initially was, see, that's the peacocks right there. Well, back here I told Farmer Bob that's the back door. I said I need this section gated in so that I can keep the bucks back here and they can get out and not necessarily be undercover, so they can live, if I want them to, in just this back half here and beyond that door, and then shut the gates that way so that the bucks don't come bother the girls when we don't want them to. And another option would be for me to keep the bucks here and allow them to go out periodically to the third pasture over here. So, because we have 3 pastures. This one is for goats. That one behind the house is for the dogs, the house dogs. And then that pasture, right now Alex and Allie are staying over there during the day because Alex isn't great with the geese yet. He doesn't have any intention of hurting them, but he's very curious and he's very large, and puppies tend to jump, so he wants to pounce on them. And he's giant, so, and he's only going to get bigger, but I mean, he's doing well. He doesn't bother the goats. He just wants to play with the geese. So when I'm not looking, I keep him and Allie over here. And, you know, we're hoping that the Timothy comes back. Where is Allie? Oh, there she is, laying in the sun. Hi, my sweet girl. There she is. And my Alex, he's a fine boy. Good boy. And Burley, he knows how to open the gates. He's trying to get through to the other side, which he wouldn't want to do necessarily because Alex will want to play with him. I hope that's not why his back legs are sore. Maybe Alex jumped on him once. I don't know. Anyway, so for now, there's no pasture to eat. So they just stay over here with their hay feeder and water and their little barn. And I don't really have that many, so they're little ones, except for my original, like my Burley there. He's a pygmy Nigerian cross, so he's bigger. I mean, you can see he's bigger than, for instance, look at how little Brie is. And Briar's a little bit bigger than Brie, the other buck. Samson's smaller, but he's bigger than Briar even. So anyway, that's the news around here. Everybody did perfect in the freezing. We didn't have any issues other than the water tank spigot, that one, and then the big water tank that's on in the other pasture. Those blue knobs, they busted, so they had to get replaced yesterday. But that's it. Nothing else was a problem. As you can see, the buckets that we keep water in are all turned over because the geese aren't going in their pool they're going in the buckets. They love to do that. Anyway, look at that gorgeous boy. He is Bliss's baby daddy. And that one right there, I don't know who fathered her kids, but I'm pretty positive it was him because he was in rut and I didn't want him with her. So he stayed locked in. And that one didn't start breeding until, of course, I saw him breed her. And then it was like, oh, so we're there now. And there we have it. And we have babies. We have babies, every about 3 or 4 weeks apart coming the end of January. So I'm excited. Here's my Bristol. She is big mama. Look at that. She's big. I was the first eyes that this baby saw when she was born. And even though she was totally dam raised, she got loved on every day. And she is a mama's girl. That's my Bliss. She loves snuggles from me. There's my Briar. He was born in the middle of a cold snap to a friend of mine. And her husband, I think it was, found him. He was the only survivor of quads. And he was too young and too little and too frozen to suckle. So she fed him at first with a syringe, milked mama and fed him with a syringe and snuggled him, and he still likes to kiss. It's not as pleasant now as when he was real little, but I love him so much I still do. And I got him when he was 5 weeks old, and he wanted so bad to nurse that I used to actually hold Bristol and let him nurse against her will. And then I just finally started using a bowl, and he would drink his milk. For another few weeks, he did that out of a bowl. So he was about 7 weeks old when he stopped getting milk. And Bliss nursed a little bit all along until she was 6 months old. Bristol would let her nurse. Hi, my beautifuls. There's my pretty babies. I love my geese. Almost every one of these geese, all but 3, were hatched and raised by me. And see, Bliss never left the whole time. She's right here wanting me to pet her. Obviously, I love my goats.